They thought they broke you, but all they really did was summon the goddamn insane devil. They were praying you'd come back, soft praying the pain would humble you, dim you, turn you into something digestible. They wanted the version of you they could handle, me quiet, begging for validation with your head bowed and your fire put out. But what they got wasn't even close. What they got was the storm they summoned, dressed in fury, laughing in flames. You didn't come back broken. You came back unrecognizable. You came back the goddamn insane devil, and now they can't even breathe when your name hits the air. You didn't just survive what they did, you became something because of it. Something darker, something more sacred, something untouchable. They thought they were punishing you, but really they were crafting you. Every betrayal, every lie, every cowardly little dagger behind your back was forging your horns, sharpening your smile, unleashing your demon. And now they sit in rooms too quiet, too heavy, because your absence still screams, your silence still bruises your shadow, still owns them. They thought hell was a place. They didn't realize it could walk, could breathe, could look them in the face and grin like justice in skin. You don't need to raise your voice. Your presence is the threat. You don't chase revenge, you radiate it. And that's the part that's got them trembling. You didn't need to clap back. You just became everything they swore you'd never survive long. Enough to become. A goddamn insane devil, uncaged, unhinged, and smiling with teeth. And the best part, you're not hiding. You're glowing. You're thriving. You're making moves they'll never understand, in spaces they'll never be invited to. And the same mouths that tried to bury you are now choking on your name. Because you didn't ask for justice, you became it. You didn't ask for peace, you made war look beautiful. They wanted to watch you burn, but you are the fire. Now let them talk. Let them write the story. Let them pretend they didn't know what they were doing when they pushed you to the edge, because you jumped, and you built wings on the way down. Not angel wings, no black wings, demonic, divine, and wide enough to cast a shadow over every name that ever tried to dim your light. You're not their redemption arc. You're their reckoning, their cautionary tale, their permanent regret, because when they thought you were gone, you were just transforming. And what came back wasn't a survivor, wasn't a savior. It was the goddamn insane devil. And now I can't even look you in the eyes without seeing everything they tried to destroy. Still breathing, still rising, still burning. Now every step you take feels like thunder in their fake little heavens. Every time your name echoes, it drags skeletons out of their closets, bones they swore were buried. But you remember, oh, you remember everything. Not out of bitterness, not out of pain, out of clarity, precision, vengeance coated in elegance. You're not the devil they warned others about. You're the one they created stitch by stitch, with every betrayal they whispered, like it wouldn't echo back one day. But it did. And now that echo it walks. It talks, it smiles with a mouth full of revenge, dressed in poetry. They thought evil looked like chaos. They didn't expect it to look like you. Calm, centered, powerful, and smirking. Because what you became wasn't an accident. It was an answer to the games, to the lies, to the masks they wore, and the roles they played. You weren't born this way. You rose this way from their ashes. And now every room you enter feels like Judgment Day wearing red. Not loud, not violent, just inevitable. They can't last the same, can't fake the same. Because the goddamn insane devil they summon with every cheap shot is now the force that bends reality around them. You're not haunted, they are. By what they did, by what they woke up in you. They tried to build a villain, and in return they got a legend. A nightmare in human form, the devil with receipts. Not angry, evolved. You don't chase closure. You don't need apologies. You let karma do its dance, while you sip fire and watch kingdoms fall without lifting a single hand. That's the real power. They expected you to lash out, to collapse. But you didn't. You ascended. And now they don't know whether to run to hide or to apologize. But none of it matters because you're past it, past them, past the pain. Now you're walking through the ruins like a monarch of madness, untouched, unbothered, unholy. And they finally get it. They didn't destroy you. They summoned the goddamn insane devil. And now they pray every night that you don't come back smiling. Because that smile, that's what terrifies them the most. It's not just defiance. It's knowledge. The kind of knowing that says, I saw your mask slip. I watched you betray me. I let you think you won. And now you walk like you own the flames they tried to burn you with. You wear your scars like armor, your past like prophecy, and your silence like a loaded gun. They don't know when you'll speak again, but they feel it coming. That's why they flinch when someone even says your name. That's why they keep checking over their shoulder, hoping the devil they built isn't standing there with that goddamn insane glint in their eyes. You became their unfinished sentence, their never-ending consequence. They wanted chaos and got a conductor, wanted destruction and got a designer. You don't throw fits, you throw futures, the kind they're not invited to. The kind where you sit at the throne, made from the bones of every person who thought you were weak enough to stay down. And now, you're untouchable, unfucking holy. They whispered to each other about who you are now, like it's some tragic transformation. Like they didn't etch your madness with their own hands. But deep down, they know the truth. They didn't lose you. They unleashed you. You were the calm they begged for the storm. And now they live with the reality that you didn't just survive. You became damnation wearing a heartbeat. You don't need to show up in revenge. Your glow is the revenge. Your presence is the punishment, because you're not the villain in their fairy tale. You're the goddamn ending, the last page, the twisted plot twist they never saw coming. But they should have. Because every devil has an origin story, and yours was written in their cowardice. So let them pray. Let them chant and cleanse and light candles, hoping the version of you they created never circles back. But prayers don't work on devils, especially not the one who learned how to love the fire. You're not looking for redemption. You're not looking back. Because now they finally know you didn't fall from grace. He rose from hell, and he brought every last flame with you. Smiling, a-laughing, unleashed. And the cruelest part, you're not even angry anymore. That's what kills them slowly. That's what eats at them in silence. You're not out here throwing tantrums or chasing closure like a wounded soul. No, you moved on with that devilish grin, like everything they did just added more fuel to the legend you were destined to become. Because that's what you are now. Legend, myth, and omen in the flesh, and they feel it every time something doesn't go their way. Every time karma slaps a little harder than expected. Every time life says, remember that one soul you tried to destroy. Yeah, this is because of that. You became the devil they never prepared for. Because you don't scream, you don't beg, you don't explain. You exist with terrifying clarity. You walk in your truth, like it's lined in brimstone and gold. And every step reminds them they messed with the wrong. When you're not interested in their regrets, not moved by their guilt. Because while they were trying to bury you, they didn't realize they were planting something much darker, something much deeper, something they could never kill. Now they wake up hoping to forget, hoping their names don't show up in the stories you'll tell one day. But baby, the story isn't just being told. It's being carved into the bones of the future, and their roles. Just side characters in the gospel of your rebirth. They're not your villains anymore. They're your lessons. They're the reason you walk like the ground should thank you for gracing it. So no, you didn't come back to heal them. You came back to haunt them, not to revenge through evolution. Through that goddamn insane devil energy pulsing through every breath, every move, every smirk. That says you thought you were playing me. Turns out you were just setting the stage. Let them fear what you've become. Let them call it evil. Let them mislabel the very power they tried to break. Because in their eyes, a free, awakened, unstoppable soul will always look like the devil. But we both know what you are. You're the reckoning, the one they can't outrun, the lesson they'll never forget. The goddamn insane devil. Now every room you walk into shifts, the air tightens, the light dims. People feel it before they see you, like the universe itself is holding its breath. You don't announce your presence. You don't need to. You are the announcement, the silence before the quake, the chill before the fire. They look at you like they've seen a ghost, but no ghosts are victims. You're the consequence in human form. The walking reminder that playing with darkness means eventually the darkness plays back. And the best part, you never had to raise a hand. You didn't have to throw a single punch or post a single name. You let the truth drip out slowly. Let the glow-up do the talking. Let karma arrive in silence, wearing your energy like perfume. And suddenly, everyone they try to turn against you started watching. You started studying you. Because that devil energy doesn't just shake rooms. It converts them. You turn the pain into power, the scars into symbols, and the betrayal into a blueprint. Now you don't just survive the fire, you command it. And those same cowards, the ones who laughed while you bled, they're still stuck in their games, still lost in circles, blaming everyone but the reflection that haunts them in the mirror. But you ascended. You took your exile and turned it into a kingdom filled from rage, laced with clarity, guarded by nothing but your presence. And they said you were dangerous when you were quiet. But now that you've found your voice, you're a goddamn earthquake. In heels, in boots, in bare feet, marching through their comfort zones like prophecy fulfilled. And now they're scared, not because you're evil, but because you're free. Because they can't define you, can't box you in, can't figure out if you're coming with grace or thunder. And honestly, neither can you, because you don't live by rules anymore. You are the rule now, the final line in the story they thought they were writing. They wanted to be authors of your downfall. Instead, they became footnotes in your rise. So go ahead, smile that devil smile. Let them wonder, let them whisper, let them fear, because you're not the same. You're unapologetically reborn. Not as a victim, not even as a survivor, but as the goddamn insane devil. And every day you breathe is a day they remember what they lost when they dared to with something infernal, and it kills them quietly, slowly, beautifully, that they can't unmake you. That no apology, no rumor, no revision of the past can cage what they unleashed. They tried to make you feel small, and instead they cracked open a force that doesn't ask for space. It consumes it. You became something they can't cancel, can't explain, and sure as hell can't duplicate. Because what you are now, that goddamn insane devil they whispered about in their guilt-ridden nightmares. You were forged in fire and tempered in betrayal. And baby, that kind of power never goes back to sleep. Now when your name comes up, it's followed by a pause, a look, a chill. Because everyone knows. They know. Even the ones who pretend they don't. Even the ones still performing their fake innocence like a bad play. You change the frequency of their world. You don't walk back into rooms. You haunt them. Every laugh you laughed after the storm, every success you build from your scars, it echoes through their silence like thunder in a confession booth. And no, you don't need to flex. You don't need to post. You don't need to scream. Because when you step in, the energy shifts. And that's enough. You let your survival sing without saying a word. You let your transformation hit like scripture for the wicked. You're not chasing revenge anymore. You're letting the truth walk beside you like a demon dressed in velvet. You're not petty. You're poetic, and they feel that. You've become the warning now. The reason they tell others to be careful who you push. Because you're living proof that when you corner something powerful long enough, it doesn't break. It becomes unholy, not in spite, in response. And now that goddamn insane devil they awakened, you don't want peace. You're the storm that happens after it. So keep walking, keep winning, keep letting them choke on the silence you left behind. You're not just a chapter they regret. You're the whole apocalypse they prayed never came true. And no matter how much time passes, one thing will always stay the same. He never needed wings to rise. He just needed the fall. And now you don't float, you reign, as the goddamn insane devil, with nothing left to lose, and everything left to burn. And now look at them scrambling to rewrite history, pretending they didn't play a part in your rebirth, pretending their hands aren't still stained with the ashes of the bridges they burned. But you remember everything, not out of spite, but because that memory is your fuel. Every slight, every whisper, every damn time they smirked, thinking they had you cornered, is all carved into the fire that bleeds from your soul now. That's why your glow is so violent. That's why your presence feels like judgment with a heartbeat. They thought they were watching your downfall, when really they were watching the gates of hell open inside you. And now they don't know if you're coming for revenge or just passing through on your way to a greater throne. Either way, they clear the path, because the goddamn insane devil they laughed at, mocked, underestimated, isn't just alive. You're thriving. And nothing burns a coward more than watching the person they tried to destroy become untouchable. They used to joke about you. Now they flinch when your energy enters a room. They used to celebrate your silence. Now they fear what your voice will do. Because it's not just words now. It's prophecy, power, precision. You don't speak to be heard. You speak to shift the earth beneath them. You don't show up to impress. You show up to remind them you survived what they couldn't even imagine. And you did it with a grin stitched in fire. So let them watch. Let them spin their stories. Keep their little lives warm in the dark. But know this, every time they see you shining, something in them shatters, because you didn't just walk out of the fire. You brought it with you, and now you light your own path with the flames they tried to drown you in. You're not a villain. You're not a hero. You're not even a survivor. You're the goddamn insane devil they never should have summoned. And now they live in the aftermath of awakening something they can never put back to sleep. And you're just getting started. Because when the devil stops chasing approval, stops begging for understanding, and starts enjoying the silence, that's when the real nightmare begins. And that's exactly where you are now. No more explanations. No more justifying the fire in your veins or the shadows in your smile. You're not trying to be saved. you're the salvation for yourself. And damn that realization, it's louder than any scream, sharper than any blade, and colder than the graves. They dug for your spirit. They thought the devil was all noise, all fury, all chaos. But you redefined it, made it elegant, strategic, inevitable. You don't need to chase them down. Their guilt does it for you. You don't need revenge when your success tastes like thunder in their mouths. And the funny part, you didn't become this out of cruelty. You became this out of truth. Truth that they could never handle. Truth that cuts deeper than anything they ever did to you. You become the quiet threat they can't block. The storm that's always overhead, but never announces when it'll strike. You move in shadows now, not because you're hiding, but because you are the shadow. You became the thing they swore they'd never be haunted by. But now, you're in every room, every mirror, every damn thought they try to silence. And no amount of fake healing posts, no crystal cleanses, no group therapy circle will erase the fact that they woke up something ancient in you, something unrelenting, something divine and demonic all at once. And the wildest part, you're not even trying. That's what makes it poetic. They're still playing damage control, still rehearsing apologies they'll never say, but still pretending their hands are clean, while your existence alone tells the real story. You don't have to defend yourself anymore. You are the evidence, the aftermath, the rise. So stand tall, smile slow. Let the flames lick your boots as you keep walking forward. You're not going back to who you were. That version died when they laughed at your pain. You buried it, honored it, and built this goddamn insane devil from its bones. Now you don't just walk through hell like you own it. You redesigned it, and every time they look up, they're praying you never look back.